Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are taking a look at the Air Jordan 13 Red Flints. But before we get into all of that, I want to welcome back my returning viewers, and to any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And with all that aside, let's go ahead and get into the intro. Before we go ahead and actually dive into the shoes, like I always do on my channel, let's just take a quick look at the shoe box. Now, for anyone that's not really too familiar, this is a pretty standard Jordan 13 box. This is the exact same box that I've had with every single Jordan 13 that I've ever owned. As you can see, we have this primarily silver colour with the red Jumpman in the centre. But if we now take a quick look at the label, which reads Air Jordan 13 Retro in the gym red, black, flint grey, white colourway. Now, this is in a UK size 9, as it is a personal pair, and a lot of people are actually drawing resemblances from this shoe to another, which we will get into in the review. But with all that aside, if we now just go ahead and jump straight into the shoes. Before we go ahead and actually dive into the review of this shoe, I wanted to also show you guys that I do also have last year's Flints that released in 2020. Now, for obvious reasons, everybody is drawing comparisons between the two. For those of you out there that don't already know, this is technically the OG to this one, and this one is just a fresh spin on this one.
That feels like an oversimplification.
Now, this video isn't going to be a comparison. I did do a review of this shoe, which I will leave a link to in the cards above. So if you do want to check out my review, do make sure to do that after this one. But yeah, I'm not really going to say which one I do think is better. I love both the colorways. I was monitoring this one for a little under a year. Ever since I saw the initial mock-up images for this shoe, I knew that I'd be adding it to my personal collection one way or another. So if we go ahead and actually jump straight into the shoe, starting from the toes up. Now, the toe box itself has been constructed of this pretty decent synthetic leather material. Not exactly sure if the camera is going to be able to pick it up, but it also does have this really nice light tumbling to it. It's definitely not going to reinvent the wheel. It's not the most premium leather that you'll have ever seen. But just as far as like Jordan brand is concerned and, you know, the Air Jordan 13 is concerned, it's a pretty decent leather. Pretty soft to touch, and overall the quality is pretty good. But if we then just move further back the shoe, on both the lateral and medial side, we do have that gym red textile upper. Now, this does also incorporate some 3M materials, which is always something I'm always fascinated by. I absolutely love 3M shoes, and whenever it is featured on a shoe, I'm kind of inclined to actually buy it, no matter how old I get. Reflective shoes is always going to be cool in my opinion.
Alrighty then.
But the jewel in the crown, you might say, if we move slightly further back the actual shoe, we do actually have the Panther's Eye. Now, this is a hologram which features the 23 Jumpman detailing. Never gets old in my opinion. It looks absolutely incredible. If we then move down the shoe itself to the midsole, we do have a Phylon midsole which is wrapped in this synthetic suede. Now, I'll be completely honest right off the bat. It's not the most premium feeling. It's pretty decent, pretty soft to touch overall, and it also does have that two-tone, so if you brush it one way, it goes a little bit lighter, brush it the other way back, it goes a little bit darker. A lot of people go mad for it, myself included, and like I say, just in general, it's just worth noting and worth mentioning that it's not the most premium in the world, but still pretty decent in my opinion. And then if we switch over to the outsole of the shoe, we do have that Panther Paw outsole. At the forefoot and heel, we do have herringbone traction. And then in the midfoot area, we do have a carbon fibre shank. Always love the outsole on this shoe. Looks absolutely incredible. Really revolutionary. You've got to think that this shoe came out in the 90s. Absolutely incredible. But if we then just go ahead and move back into the centre of the shoe, at the bottom of the laces, we do have that Jordan branding. The laces themselves, as you can see, we just have these all white rope shoelaces. The laces sit atop this white perforated leather tongue. This will squeak as well when you walk in. I didn't even know about this until I actually got the Flints from last year on feet. I can't remember where I was going at the time, but when I was walking, I was hearing this really weird squeaky sound. To me, it sounds like the leather's stretching when you walk in. It's just something that's worth bearing in mind. I'm not sure if it's what the actual problem is and why it does it. It doesn't actually do it on my Lucky Greens for some reason. It only seems to happen on my Flints from last year, and I reckon it's probably going to happen with this shoe as well. Not exactly sure why it does it, but it's a little bit weird when you do first start to wear them. But if we then just continue up the laces to the top of the tongue itself, we see more of that tumbled leather material like what we saw on the toe box. But then in the centre of the tongue itself, we do have that black embroidered Jumpman. But if we then just move inside the shoe, as you can see, we have this all red ankle collar and sock liner. Really nicely padded in my personal opinion, offers a really good amount of ankle support and structure. And if you were planning on actually playing in the shoe, you should be absolutely fine. I personally only ever wear Jordans for lifestyle purposes, so this is actually one of the go-tos for me. In my personal opinion, the 13 is by far one of the most comfortable shoes. I've kind of got it on par with the Jordan 3 as far as comfort's concerned. This is probably a little bit more comfortable than the Jordan 3. But either which way, if you are just wearing this for everyday lifestyle purposes, you know, walking around, you're in the office or wherever you might be, you'll have absolutely no problems when it does come to the Jordan 13. And just to quickly touch on sizing, like I said at the start of the video, I personally always go true to size whenever I do pick up a Jordan 13, and that would be a UK size 9. I do like to point out, however, that I do have wide feet, so if you have slightly narrower feet, you probably could get away with going a half size down. If you are looking to pick up your very first pair of Jordan 13s and you're not really sure which way to go, if there's any chance for you to actually try out a shoe before buying, I would highly recommend that you do so, just so you can understand the best fit for you. If you're not really able to do that and you're in a place where, or you're in a city where they don't really get Jordan 13s, or if they've all sold out, just go with your natural true to size fit in my personal opinion, and I do believe that that would be the best overall outcome for you. Taking a look at the insole now, we have this primarily white insole with the red Jumpman branding. And other than that, I think we've just about covered everything that's worth covering. So now let's go ahead and jump into my overall opinions on the shoe. So just to wrap up this video and give you guys my overall opinion on the shoe itself, in terms of rating, I give the Air Jordan 13 Red Flint a pretty respectable 8 out of 10. Genuinely love this shoe and I'm really excited to have this shoe in my collection. But I'd love to know your guys' overall opinions as well. Was this a must cop or did you pass on it? Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you've stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. Do make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.